At Coles, win instantly with Coles. At Coles, win instantly with Coles.
That's the right scene. Hello, everyone. It's been a little bit since the last live stream. Streaming at 8 a.m. today for my time. It's a bit of a weird time to go live anyway, but hey, better late than never, I guess. So here we've got some Yu-Gi-Oh! Content creator. I know, right? So it's a fucking shocker. Alright. So I know it's been a while since we've last streamed. You can blame Konami for that one. But it seems like they might have learnt their lesson. It could be the time where they've learnt their lesson that Rush Duel should be a fucking side format. It actually might have occurred. I'm looking at this anniversary and I'm seeing one Rush Duel card only and nothing else. Just a singular Rush card. And I was like, oh my god. Oh, it's a nut. We're actually getting speed content. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I also saw they had some like Jump Festa announcements where they just skipped the Rush anime. I mean, I'm gonna give a fingers crossed to that one, but that could just be because they're they're, I don't know, doing something else, who fucking knows. Not really related to Duel Links anyway. What's up with you today? I'm doing alright. I've had, been played some League of Legends, won some games, lost some games, you know how it is. Non-storyline content. I do a story time video once every 2 to 3 weeks. That's the timing for it. The time period. Because I don't want to do too many story videos, otherwise I'll literally run out of stories. It's there. I'm already running pretty fucking low. Too much Rust for a year. Oh yeah, they went too hard on Rust Duel, and it's made the game look very miserable in the Steam charts. That's for sure. They need to chill the hell out with the Rust Duel. The new world was enough. No more. Anyway. Hey, they're doing pretty good, Dark. We chillin'. Alright, so... Oh yeah, I guess it's in my lack of Duel Links content has been even more amplified by the fact that, you know, we had a certain issue occur recently with one of their released boxes. My god. How did they go so badly with it, by the way? Like, truly think about it. The deck build box from last year, the Lunalight one, was like one of the best content pieces, if not like the single best piece of content they've ever released. And they released this one, and it's one of the worst pieces of content they've ever released. How do they, like, why'd they go greedy with one of the best pieces of content they ever made? It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Anyway. Yeah, the Lunalight one was like, it could have been the best piece of content ever released. But this is like, it's so bad. Deck build bot, no key pieces of unfunctional decks just did not work whatsoever. Terrible idea. But now we have got, so I'm not really sure what I want to do for this stream because we have all this to go through, which we're definitely 100,000% going through all this. But do I really want to go through all of these? I mean, we can. Got some skills to look at, I guess, as well. Like, do I really want to go through all of that? I mean, it'll be a pretty short stream if I don't. What happened to the last box? The last box wasn't a box, it was a deck build box. The last Duel Links box was... when was the last Duel Links box? Back here somewhere, so it's what, a month and a half ago, I think? It says 1 month, but it'd be more than that. Month and 3/4, nearly 2 months. But the last, this deck build box was a, they released it. It came with a bunch of cards, and but all the decks they released for it were completely non-functional, non-existent piles of trash. Like, I think it's crazy to look at TLN the last 2 weeks. Let's see how many new card decks there were. 3 Heretics. 3. 1 Dragoonity. A singular person bothered to play this deck. Isn't that crazy? It's that bad. It's that bad. 1 person played it. So yeah, that's even this silly like Dragon Link deck that isn't really Dragon Link. There's no Link monsters involved. This silly little Dragon deck, at least that had some players, you know. Oh my god. 1 Dragon Unicorn, what a monster. The only person to bother playing it for this, to buy this box and try it out. I unfortunately did buy this box, and therefore I lost a bunch of gems. That's not going to go towards the new world, so... Great job, Konami. You scammed me on that one. Which is probably the main reason they released the box in the first place, to scam gems before the new world. Or new anniversary. I need to stop saying new world. I'm so used to it just because it's like, this is the only new world we're getting this year for Speed Duel, basically. Alright, so... where should we start? I guess we'll just start at the top. How many gems are sitting on? Absolutely, literally like 2,300 or something. Like, absolutely nothing. We spend loads of cash instead, which is exactly what Konami wants. Why is it cool? Why is everyone okay? Okay, I have to speak about this. Right, it's triggering the fuck out of me. Okay, this new Dragon Link deck. Okay, so you guys haven't seen this. It looks a bit like this. They look fairly similar. When DLM loads, past all its advertisements and whatever else. New Dragon Link deck. Pretty cool little functional idea. Really silly little deck. Has a really cool combo with it. But why are they calling it Dragon Link? Doesn't Dragon Link imply, like... I guess, actually, this one has some dragons in it that are actually Link monsters. It's crazy. I think the other one didn't. But it's like, it's not a Dragon Link deck. Its goal isn't to just do a bunch of Link monsters. I don't understand why they're calling it Dragon Link. It's just a dragon pile. It's not a Dragon Link deck. If they're trying to like copy it from the TCG one, doesn't even look similar to that deck. It's not even similar. It's just a pile of dragon. Can we just call it like some sort of like dragon pile or something? Why does it have to be Dragon Link? There's only like these are not the stars of the show here. They're barely even used. Who's this guy? Is it this one? This guy was only playing these two. Every Dragon pile was Dragon Link. Didn't you play Rocket? Yeah, but I think Rocket was a much more Dragon Link style deck. Like, Rocket's actually Dragon Link. You didn't name it, so I also made the name? Oh. Yeah, because, like, Borrow Link, you know, it actually uses majority Link monsters. This is a Dragon Link deck. If you want to call this Dragon Link, I have no problem. Has some dragons and they're Link monsters, and it's the star of the show. Fucking, this thing, it's not, man. It's not, I'm telling you. Oh, whatever. Oh, I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining, okay? Let me talk my shit. Dragon Horde, that'd be a fine name. Every current TC Dragon Link deck uses more than links, though. I know they use more than links. They're going to like the Burrow Synchro dude and negates and stuff. But that deck still does a lot more Dragon Linking. It actually has like spheres, whatever its name is. It actually has some Link monsters in there. Ends on the big Link guy. It's like a Link 5 or something. I forgot what it is. The big negate guy. I think he's a negate. And they have the spheres. They actually end on some Link monsters, you know? Anyway, Pot of Greed coming to Duel Links? What? That's crazy. Too bad. It's probably not going to see play because I assume Rush Duel is like already a specific spell card everyone wants to run. Or maybe it will be the only card that sees play. Who knows? Of the legend cards, anyway. So, beginning January 12th. So this isn't coming out on the 1st. Keep that in mind. All the hero content, for those that are interested in playing hero, is on the 12th, not on the 1st. So you gotta wait for that. Which is kind of annoying, but at the same time, I'm gonna have plenty of videos to make anyway, so I don't think it matters that much. I'll just wait 2 weeks and then do the hero content as well. First and foremost, we're getting Rainbow Neos, a card that I was very excited about when I saw this was being released. I saw the skill was being released, which meant this was very, very likely to be coming. Rainbow Neos. I love this card. This card is so cool. Alright, keep in mind, this thing is summonable via Neos Fusion. So, Rainbow Neos. Elemental Hero Neos plus Ultimate Crystal Monster. So, you're going to be playing your Rainbow Dragon in here. So, a nice little, some more bricks for your deck. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials and can't be summoned by other ways. Once per turn, you can't take one of these effects. So keep in mind, this is not an on-summon effect. You have to actually summon it, then try to use the effect so your opponent has chances to respond to it. Once per turn, you can't take one of these effects. Send one monster you control to the graveyard. Shuffle all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. Send one spell and trap card you control to the graveyard. Shuffle all spell and trap cards your opponent controls into the deck. Send one card from the top of your deck to the graveyard. Shuffle all cards in your opponent's graveyard into the deck. So a very, very cool Neos. Big fan of this guy. I think I made a Master Duel video on him at some point. But yeah, a very, very cool card. Yeah, but he's not... he's not actually that crazy of a card, just because if it was an on-summon effect, it'd be a lot better, because that way if your opponent responds to it, at least they might lose their whole field, because you have to, remove it if it's not negated. But the fact you have to summon it, then try to use the effect, and hope your opponent doesn't, remove it, flip it face down, negate it before you get to use it, or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Not sure just how good the card will be, but it'll be fun to play anyway. Hopefully with the new skill, which I haven't... Have I even read this new skill yet? Where is it? New skill for Jaden. You can use this skill's second effect once per turn. The skill can be used if you have at least one Rainbow Dragon in your deck, which you will. During this duel, you can only special summon Elemental Hero, Neos, Neospatian, Duel monsters. Send one Warrior monster or one level 10 monster from your hand or field to the graveyard. Then set one Elemental Hero Neos, one Rainbow monster, or one Wind Armed Dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to the field. Why is Armed Dragon in this deck? What's that got to do with Jaden? Anyway, I guess it's some anime thing. If that monster is Armed Dragon Thunder, it's treated as being summoned by an Armed Dragon monster. Then add one Polymerization from outside your deck to your hand. You can also add one Super Polymerization from your deck to your hand. Alright, so this skill gives you, at the cost of sending a warrior monster, you get a Neos, you can have an Armed Dragon, and you get to have a Polymerization and a Super Polymerization. That's a lot of stuff. You summon a Rainbow Dragon Fusion from Graveyard with the skill. Rainbow Dragon Fusion from the Graveyard with the skill. Huh? What does that mean? Another Super Poly Surge, yeah. And it seems like a pretty cool skill. Not sure how useful Neos Fusion's gonna be, how useful Rainbow Neos is actually gonna be in it, but he'll be there. It's any Rainbow monster? It don't mean summon from the graveyard, I'm confused. What? Where was it? Well, part about the skill was summoning from graveyard. Oh, from graveyard. I mean, how are you gonna get a fusion monster in the graveyard? What? How are you getting a rainbow fusion monster in the graveyard for this? Double with punishment? Nadir 7. Okay, I think we're coping on this part. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be using this on your first turn, and we're not gonna be worrying about all that stuff. We're not gonna worry about that stuff. Anyway, so that's your first card. Then we're getting Pot of Greed. Oh my god, that's crazy. Alright, moving on. Structure deck, EX, Armed Neos Thunder. I find it really funny we're getting a second Neos Fusion structure deck. If it just feels kind of weird, but anyway. Alright, so it seems as good as the previous one was, because the previous Neos Fusion structure deck, absolutely game-changing. So what are we getting? Yeah, we already know that card. Seen this card before. Seen this card before. Seen this card before. And this one... the good thing about these cards is they've never been reprinted, right? I don't know if these were ever in selection boxes, but they're only in one box. They might have been in selection boxes at some point. Oh no, this one says selection box, so these ones would too. So these have never been reprinted, right? So actually free ways to get hold of these cards is kind of cool. Structure decks normally have more than just one new card in it too, so I assume there's going to be more than just this guy. This actually seems really good. I've been eating a sunrise. Nice. Alright, so what does this card do? Armed Neos. I think this one's the better version of Rainbow Neos, because it's actually on summon. Must be fusion summoned. If this card is special summoned, you can choose one dragon monster in your graveyard and destroy all monsters your opponent controls with an equal or lower level than it. And this thing sends an armed dragon to the graveyard. What level is armed dragon? Wait, isn't he like level 5? Like, it's just an armed dragon monster, so can we send the big one? Oh, it is, so we send the big one. So we send this guy. Ooh, destroy ending lower than level 10. That's quite significant. There's no level 12, is there? You can send this to the graveyard. Oh, so 10's the highest. Okay, so that destroys a lot of stuff. I don't think there's even many level 12 decks in the game, right? Even we're just looking at like current meta game. Is there even like a level 12 monster being played, or level 11? Level 11's even more rare. It's not, right? All this stuff's level 10 and below, or link monsters and stuff. Oh, sorry, yeah, so it actually nukes the entire game right now, which is kind of cool. All right. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can bake this card, gain the following effect. During the main phase, quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon an elemental hero fusion monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, or extra deck. Yeah, it doesn't pop Xyz or Links, that is true. So Xyz monsters and Link monsters are going to ignore it. Fusion and Crosskeeper are going to likely be in the structure deck. Is that in this pile of cards when I go through it later? It is. We'll go through these cards later, so we'll read about those cards then. Alright, so this card I really like the sound of. He that his on summon effect makes him probably better than Rainbow Neos. So I like the sound of him. Yeah, it sounds like a good card. And the one thing I was curious about though is he swaps himself out potentially can swap himself out during your opponent's turn for an elemental hero fusion monster. Is there even any good ones that have on summon effects that like would make them useful to swap out during your opponent's turn? Like I can't think of any, right? Like actual decent effect. Because it doesn't count as a fusion summon or anything, right? Contrast? Which one's Contrast? Is one we don't have yet or what? There are a lot in here and I can't bother going through them all. Tornado doesn't really work because Tornado is only on fusion summon. Contrast hero. What? Contrast. He's not an elemental hero. You can't summon him. He only summons elemental heroes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he only summons elemental hero. He's not elemental hero. Otherwise, I'd be suggesting the wind one from Masked Heroes, whatever the hell they're called. First line of text? Is he always treated as an elemental hero card? Contrast. God damn, where is this? God damn, where is this guy? I just looked at him. There he is. Oh, okay. So he's in a gate? Must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Is this ignore? Is that? Ignoring summoning conditions. So I guess I can summon this thing despite it saying it can't be special summoned by other ways. I assume it can be ignored. Alright, I mean that is a negate, I guess. Hey, Honey Badger. Is that the only one? I was hoping for like a pop effect rather than a negate effect. And negates are kind of like, they can be good, but I prefer just remove stuff. No, I don't remember any of being. It is the best. Well, that's fucking depressing. If that's the best we got. Give us this guy. Yeah, let me summon this guy. Then we're talking. Sub-Zero. If we get Sub-Zero, holy, that would be a fucking structure deck. Although I reckon if we were getting Sub-Zero, it would be the it would be the face of the box, I'd imagine. Sub-Zero is quite the hype. I don't think my alerts on, but thank you, Thank you, CB. Appreciate it.
Loom, you worthless piece of shit.
For the
Can't even
41 months. My
get absolute
goodness.
disappointment of a YouTuber. Get
Alright.
your life together. Worthless.
Alright, next we have the main box, the actual juice content. We'll get 0 in the box, trust. Okay, you can open. So in this box, we're getting some level of hero cards. It might just be the spell card. Rainbow, I think this card's rainbow. Some sort of a crystal beast dragon thing. Dragonmaid, this man, and this dude. This fella. Alright. What is that member alert? That's my friend Dell. Alright. So. Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get this sooner, honestly. Very surprised. But let's start with Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. Oh my goodness. Fucking big dude. 1 Ultimate Crystal Monster plus 7 Crystal Beast monsters. Must be special summoned from your extra deck. During a duel, you special summon an Ultimate Crystal Monster by banishing the above monsters from your field and or graveyard. While 7 or more of your Crystal Beast monsters' different names are banished, this card gains 7,000 attack. Keep in mind it has 4,000 already. If this card is not battled this turn, quick effect, you can tribute this card, shuffle as many cards on the field as possible into the deck, and if you do, special summon any number of your banished Crystal Beast monsters. My god, 10k, it's more than 10k, mate, that's 11! This is an 11,000 attack monster, by the way. God damn. So, thankfully this card's going to be very easy to summon too. The skill has made this card incredibly easy to summon. Let me read it to you real quick. But the skill plus the cards we're getting. Jesse Anderson. So, during this duel, you can only special summon Crystal Beast and Rainbow monsters. Send 2 Crystal monsters from your hand or field to the graveyard. Then add 2 Crystal Spell and Trap cards from your deck to your hand. And send 2 Crystal monsters from your deck to the graveyard. So this literally dumps 4 Crystal Beast monsters straight to the graveyard. Then it gives you a spell card that allows you to place 2 more and summon a guy that summons those 2. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7 if you wanted to do that way. But I think you again summon the unicorn who attaches another one below it. And there are some silly combos with this. But essentially, if you wanted this thing on your field on turn 1, you can put it on your field on turn 1. You can even do it without a normal summon, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, this is actually crazy. Oh yeah, and if your opponent controls a card where you control no cards, you can reveal this card in your hand. Oh, you can reveal 1 crystal in your hand, or to set 1 crystal, spell and trap card from your deck to your field, which is super good, because you can place the trap card that can bounce monsters from your field and your opponent's field. So if your opponent tries to effect value you, or target your monster to destroy it, or whatever, tries to do something to your monster, you can bounce it so the effect will still go through if they can't negate it, basically. So it stops you getting negated by a lot of stuff. Like your opponent can't use a Predator Plant to negate it. You can just dodge the negation. So very, very powerful skill, and actually might make Rainbow Crystal Beast a playable deck, which is cool. Because it's actually looking correct. Oh, it is. But let's see. I saw Norwas was cooking up some stuff earlier. Some cool combos. Let me show you one of them, just while we're here. Where did I post it? I don't actually know where I posted it. Oh no, I didn't post it there. Okay. This is what your end field could look like. Just an example end field. There's plenty more you can do. I saw some people setting up Abyss Dwellers. Some people were setting up double fusion monsters. There's plenty of different end fields you can go for. I like to look at this one. You got Decode Talker, so you can't be targeted. This dude, so you can't be destroyed. So if he has like dark holes or whatever else, doesn't work. And then we have Crystal Conclave, which is a bounce effect. So you can bounce one card you control for one card your opponent controls. We have Raigeki, which can pop a card on the field. And of course, we have the fusion monster that can shuffle everything back into the deck and then summon back a bunch of banished monsters. Which, then, on the following turn, from literally 0 cards, you could do this. So you fusion summon again, because you just contact fuse. Shuffle field again, shuffle summon 3 from banished, link 2, summon a second fusion, make this dude, that dude plus the rainbow is 5,500 attack for lethal. So even if you have no card follow-up, you can still just kill your opponent. Even after shuffling everything back with this dude. So I thought that was kind of scary looking. And it's all done off of like almost 1 or 2 card combos. Sometimes like it just depends on what you get from your opening hand. Most of the time it's like a 2 card combo. I think I've seen some people doing things with just like almost no card combos. Just open the Crystal Beast monsters and then you just discard them, use the skill, search spell cards, whatever. No, it locks you out of things not some from the extra deck. Same with like, it's what a lot of skills currently do. So if you're summoning things that are from the extra deck, it's completely fine. It just locks you out of main deck stuff. Get both Crystal Fusions out? Yeah, you can if you want. If you want to have both Crystal Fusions out, you can. You can sign Rainbow Neos in the deck as well. I don't think you'd want to, but you could. The card isn't that... Rainbow Neos isn't that great. You can if you want to, if you really wanted to. Streaming? Actually? He's live? What? Alright, so that's pretty cool. Next up, we have the extremely longly worded card. Emergency Call. Add 1 elemental hero monster from your deck to your hand. There we go. You now got three more copies of Stratos in your deck. That's what everyone needed. 3 more copies of Stratos. You got, yes, put your stupid E meme in chat, of course. Fuck's sake. Yeah, you got your Cool. Cool can now search for... It can also be used to search Neos as well, so people can stop playing that really shitty spell card that just searches a normal monster. You could play this instead. Not that really matters because those decks that weren't playing any other hero monsters, but yeah. E. This is a bad card. What do you mean this is a bad card? It's literally your Stratos Searcher. This guy. It's like every... Dude, I'm telling you, this will be ultra rare. This is guaranteed 1000% this is an ultra rare. For sure it is. They gotta milk heroes as much as they can, you know? Okay. House Dragonmaid. Alright. 1 Dragonmaid monster plus 1 Dragon monster. Once per turn during the standby phase, you can target 1 other Dragonmaid monster you control, special summon 1 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position whose level is 1 level higher or lower than it. When another face-up Dragon monster you control returns to your hand, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Alright. That card's not in the game or Dragonmaids? No. This is the first time that card, unless you talk about the hero cards. Alright, so we've got a nice little popping dragon card here. Is that once per turn? Or is it not? When another face-up dragon monster you control returns to your hand, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls. Oh, that's not even once per turn. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to how good Dragonmaid's going to be in the game. Because from my understanding, the deck isn't that crazy of an archetype. But it does have a nice sort of skill we're getting for it. Yeah, I'm curious how good this deck's actually going to be. Alright, here's the Dragonmaid skill, which we'll read right now while we're going through it. This skill's 2nd and 3rd effects can be used once per duel if your deck contains 8 or more Earth, Wind, Water, Fire Dragonmaid monsters. You aren't normal special summon monsters per level, except Dragonmaid monsters. Send 1 Dragon monster from your hand to the graveyard to add 1 Dragonmaid monster from your deck to your hand, so this gives you your main searcher every single game. If your opponent controls a... If your... That's... Is that how you spell opponent? Am I having a stroke? Opponent. Okay. Controls a card while you control no cards. Fire this employee right now. If you cards, set one Dragonmaid downtime from your hand, deck, or graveyard to your field. It can be activated this turn. You can target one Dragonmaid monster your opponent controls, then activate one of these effects. Return it to the hand, and if you do, add one Dragonmaid card from your deck to your hand. So this is very good at dodging effect veilers, because it's obviously just placed on the field right at the start. Return it to the hand, and if you do, return one spell trap card your opponent controls to hand. So it's a back row removal, and effect veiler dodging, as well as a searcher. Alright, so dodges the negation, removes back row, and gives you a search. Pretty cool. He's stopped working. Fire Brad right now. Fire him right now. What is this mistake? Meanwhile, Buster Blader. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna wait and see on Dragonmaid. I'm not super trusting in it being that strong of a deck, but we'll see. It has got an Omni Negate in it, so it should be fine. We'll see. Alright. Tri-Brigade Shrag, the Ominous Omen. 2 Beast Warrior, and or Winged Beast monsters. If this card is spell summoned, or if another Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster is spell summoned to your field, you can banish one card on the field. Non-target banish. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster from your deck to your hand, whose level is less than or equal to the number of banished Beast Warrior, and Winged Beast monsters. Now, this archetype, I've got a lot more confidence in being good, because it's basically been, like, tier 1 in TCG, Master, all that, multiple times, and it looks like we're getting... I don't even know, is there any cards that weren't leaked to be getting from Tri-Brigade? It seems like we're getting, like, literally all of them. Like, we're getting, like, everything. Which is pretty crazy. I've seen so many Enfields people have been showing, and they're all really disgusting. Let's see if I can find some Enfield to show you or something. Here's an Enfield. So, by the way, you still have 3 other cards in hand for this. This was done for 1 card. So you still have 3 other cards in hand. They could be hand traps, or... I assume DD Crow's gonna be popular on this, because you can search it for the Lyralist card, which you can also play in this deck. So, 3 other cards in hand. You've got your Negation, your Bounce, your Trap card that summons back, the 2 cards from the graveyard to make you non-target banish as well. So 1 card for this is kind of cool. 1 card for a Bounce, a Negate, a non-target banish, and then potentially 15 billion hand traps. And also, I saw people also setting up Lyralisk fields, because and this was done using Lyralisk cards as well. Like this, for example. So you got the Bounce here, which has 2 materials below it, non-target banish when something is summoned, and I think this card does a summon of a monster, I think, so that's what triggers this. And I assume you have 3 other cards in hand still. Might only have 2 other cards. Oh yeah, this is the opening. Like, this is their opening hand. This opening hand turned on this. So, I'm pretty excited for this archetype. I think it'll be good. The thing that's scary about it being a good archetype is... Or might not be... The thing that might not make it a good archetype, that's a little bit scary, is it might turn out fairly similar to how Ancient Warrior turned out, where... There's no skill for it. There's no skill linked for Tri-Brigade. So it has to win by its own devices in a game that's currently just like, you know, click yellow button simulator. So if it doesn't have a good skill, that's kind of like a bit of a red flag. But the actual archetype is so goddamn insane. So you understand why Tri-Brigade is related to birds? Tri-Brigade is winged... Well, it's the tri things. It's the Winged Beast, the Beast, and the Beast Warriors. So, Lyralisk is a Winged Beast, so they have innate synergy with it. enough birds this month, I might quit for a while. I mean, to be fair, some of the Literalist cards are limit 2 currently, so even if this turns out to be insanely broken on release, it wouldn't be too hard for Konami to nerf the combination of the two together, because they just limit some cards to 2, and all of a sudden Literalist can't be played with it. One of the 3 monster zone will be mess up Revolt. It could. I don't think it'll be too bad, considering you just put Link 3s or Link 2s in there anyway. Which maids do we get? We'll go through that later when we go through the cards, because there's a lot of cards to go through as well. You kind of wish for the new Dragonmaid support? I don't even know what that is. Alright. Next up. Invoked or Go D's Nuts. That's how Brad, I think, named it in his video. Alice to the Invoked plus a fusion monster. It's a fusion monster? I didn't even know that. If this card is special summoned or a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, you can target a monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Okay. Once per turn, you can banish 1 fusion monster from your graveyard. This card gains attack equal to that banished monster's attack at the end of this turn. Alright, so you special summon this and it can pop a card. But it requires a fusion monster, so it's more of a follow-up play than anything else. Could be used in Dogmatica, I guess. Not Dogmatica. The archetype is played with Dogmatic. God damn, I forgot the name of it. What's this stupid archetype called? Shadow. It's right into the home. Yes, this card is pretty cool. He's more of a follow-up card though. You summon him later on to pop things. He's not the exciting piece. That's coming up. That's coming up later on. Okay. Do you think Invoke Shadow will be meta? I think it's like a lot. I think it's actually a combination that's likely to happen now. Before, people trying to play Invoked and Shadow wasn't really a thing because it needed a light monster, a light fusion, and now we are definitely getting one. It's coming up right here. So, yeah, that's actually way more likely to be an archetype now. Invoked, Dogmatica, Shadow, which is not, was like a combination of the TCG, but I think they might just do Invoked, Shadow. Okay. Next up. Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. If the face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place it face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. Use each of the following effects once per turn. When an attack is declared involving a Crystal Beast monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can banish this continuous spell to special summon 1 level 4 or lower Crystal Beast monster from your deck, but negate its effects, and if you do, add 1 ultimate crystal monster from your deck to your hand. So this card's going to be incredibly important because you're going to be placing it on the field on the spell and trap card zone all the time, banishing it to summon a Crystal Beast to the field, searching for Rainbow Dragon, so you can special summon the Rainbow Dragon. Very important card. I don't think you actually need many copies of it though. There's probably something you only need like 2 copies of in your deck. You need at least 2, right? Because if you are... yeah, you need at least 2, but I think that's probably all you're going to need. So I can't imagine it being an Ultra. It's probably going to be an SR. It's a 1 of? 3? Why would you want 3 of it? No, I don't think you want 1, because the issue with 1 is if you need to discard it from your hand for the skill to work, then that's really bad. But why would you want 3 of it? You need 0 copies because Crystal Beast sucks. Hell no. Because of the skill? The skill wants you to play 3 of it? Why? You get free spell traps, but you get free spell trap. Oh, because of the this part of the skill. The second part requires this card. I mean, that still sounds kind of arse. Wouldn't you prefer going second to just search for a spell card that could then search for this thing to then set your free spell and trap card to the field? Rather than playing 3 of this card which doesn't really do anything in your hand? This card doesn't really do a whole lot in your hand, it just sort of sits there. I'm not a huge fan of putting this in my hand. We'll see anyway, we'll see what people do when it's released anyway. Alright, Mechaba and the Dragonmaid. These are both going to be limited to 1, by the way. I don't know why they're both limited to 1, but they are. Do they have a searcher? Yeah, they have a searcher. They have a spell card that searches it if you want it. I don't know why these are limited to 1, by the way. This one completely baffles me. Dragonmaid, I mean, I don't know what they were scared of with Dragonmaid, but Mechaba's like, why? Mechaba could have been in this game 5 years ago, and it would have been completely balanced. But they've added it to the game, and they've limited it to 1? The funniest part about this being a limit 1 is, Cocytus, that recently got unbanned, is essentially banned again. Because you can't play Cocytus and Mechaba in the same deck. They're both limited to 1. Why? Why does this need to be limited? Who's in charge of these limits? Why? It's so silly. It makes no sense to me. It's even worse for this deck, because this one you can kind of like, fine, I won't play my limit 1s in the deck. This one is, I only have one copy of this in my deck now. You've only got 1 of these. So your opponent banishes it or removes it, and you're not able to shuffle it back into your deck via cards or whatever else. You can't summon another one. You don't have another one. I don't know, it seems so weird to put these to 1. Alright, let's read what the cards do. Starting off with your Dragonmaid Shao. 1 Dragonmaid monster plus 1 level 5 or higher dragon monster. I guess they just didn't want this being played in just a generic dragon pile deck or something, which honestly I think would be completely fine with this being in that anyway. Whatever. During each standby phase, you spell summon level 9 or lower Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. Also after that, return this card to the extra deck. And if you do, spell summon House Dragonmaid from your extra deck. Alright, so that's kind of a pretty strong card, considering that it's an Omni-Negate. There's no... If your opponent activates a monster, spell, or trap, that you can negate any of those. Yeah, very easy to summon, just 1 Dragonmaid monster and a level 5 or higher monster. Your skill literally just searches for stuff. I think actually, there's a really funny 1-card combo I saw in Discord. Okay, let me find it. I just thought this is very silly. I don't think this is how you're actually going to be playing it, but I think I'll show it off anyway, just because I thought it was really funny. Here you go. Here's a 1-card combo to summon the new fusion. And it requires you to play Borrow Load Riot Dragon in your deck. So use the skill to search for your chamber. Chambers then go to search, grab the changeover. This can then destroy your changeover to add itself back to hand. It can then bounce the card back to hand and give you your spell back, and then you can fuse the two together. So I mean, maybe you do actually play this card. It gives you a high level monster, makes it a 1 card. It just looks really silly. It looks so silly. But yeah. I don't know if you're actually gonna play this, but that just looked like a really funny combo. Surely there's a better way to do this. Surely. But maybe it's not. Borderlands is good everywhere other than Rocket. I mean, this card is unironically a good card for a just one of those dragon pile decks. Like, it's actually a good card for them. So you can probably play it. What are the actual restrictions on Borrow Link and stuff, the skill? I think the skill had like... Was it restricted to Dark for this skill? Can't even remember. You cannot normal summon, set monster summon, attack defense equals fun with attributing. Oh, so you can't even summon it because it needs to be dark, so they can't play it with the skill. But you play it with the other Dragon Link pile if you wanted to. Best build with Brick Eyes? Oh my god, new normal summon for Blue Eyes? That's crazy. Like, unironically, that works pretty well in Blue Eyes, right? You just normal summon it, fuse one of your Blue Eyes. Unless this, can't remember, does a Blue Eye skill restrict you from playing this? If it doesn't, that's actually not even that bad for Blue Eyes. You just put this on the field for your turn 1 play. Not bad. Oh, is Blue Eyes Link monsters only? Outside of the Blue Eyes stuff? I don't know. Been a while since I've looked at Blue Eyes cards. You called it Dragon Link Smile? Fuck you. You'd 8 Dragonmaids in your deck for the skill. Yeah, we're talking about not playing this in Dragonmaid. We're saying just playing this as like a generic monster in any high-level dragon deck. Because you just play this, the spell card, and a high-level dragon monster, you can just play this in any deck. You're probably going to play it in Natural Dragonmaid, but I was just thinking of other decks you could play it in. Alright. You can summon it in Blue Eyes. Oh my god, Blue Eyes eating good. Oh, you meant in D-Link? God damn it. Anyway, Invoked Mechaba. Alistair the Invoker +1 light monster. Once per turn, when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can send the same type of card, monster, spell, or trap from your hand to the graveyard, negate the activation. If you do, banish that card. So, for those that don't know, this is incredibly easy to make. Like, it is insanely easy to make. Because you normal summon your Alistair, and then you take your the Magistus. There it is. 1 level 4 lower spellcaster monster. It's a light monster. There you go. Normal Alistair, link it off, make your link 1, activate your fusion spell, put this in the graveyard, put that in the graveyard. You've got an Omni Negate on the field. So, I think the reason this is limited to 1 is because, unironically, any single deck in the game now that doesn't use a normal summon might just want to play Alistair because it just gives you an Omni Negate on normal summon. So, I guess that's why it's limited to 1, because they didn't want this in those decks. But there isn't that many non-normal summon decks in the game currently. There's like... I don't even know. It's not that super relevant. It's going to be good in Fleur. Should be fantastic in Fleur. Be fantastic in Fleur. Be fantastic in Shadow, just because Shadow... Shadow loves this shit. Yeah, it's probably going to be Fleur, Shadow are the main ones, I think. Outside of that, I'm not really sure what else is going to want to summon it that badly. I mean, stick it in Necros if you wanted to, just because Necros don't really have a normal summon. There's not really that many decks that don't use normal summons. Thunder Dragon's an interesting one, because some of them like being banished. They don't really want to banish the light Thunder Dragon, to be fair. Wind Witch? Doesn't Wind Witch skill heavily restrict you out of you doing that shit? Yeah, BLS... Doesn't BLS stop you using it? I can't remember what BLS was stopping you from doing. The Black Cluster Soldier skill. Where is it? It's in... it's this one, right? It has to be without a rankle level. You can't summon it in BLS. Unchained? I don't think you want to play it Unchained. And I think those are the main ones. It's going to be definitely a Fluor deck. Definitely going to be a Fluor Dogmatica. Definitely going to be Shadow as well. The people are going to try it in. I think the deck I'm going to play it in first will be Dogmatica, I think. Seems too good not to play it in that. Or Fluor Dogmatica. Shadow is a bit too big brain for me. Alright, then we have... Did I close the tab? Am I stupid? God damn it. We have the actual leaks themselves for the cards we're going to be getting. This isn't all the cards we're going to be getting, mind you. And some of these cards are not even going to be coming in the box. I think it's pretty safe to assume any of the Dogmatica, Dragonlink, Tri-Brigade, not Dragonlink, Dragonmaid, any of the cards that we like, for the archetypes we've already mentioned, are probably going to be coming. But the archetypes that weren't mentioned, if they're going to be in the box, I'll be surprised. I might start with the few remaining skills first. We've already gone through a couple of them. Is Fluor cheap with one box run? Depends on what version of Fluor you're playing. There's like a billion different versions. Orcust Invoked. I don't think that really works too well because we don't want to play dark monsters. It's not like we don't want summon light monsters, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's much Orcust synergy coming from this box, I'm afraid. I couldn't, nothing piqued my interest as Orcust synergy anyway. Alright, so we've gone through Jaden Yuki skill, gone through this one, gone through the Dragonmaid one, so we've got these three as well. Alright, Banish Clear. You can only use this skill's first effect once per turn and thrice per duel. This skill's first effect. It only has one effect. What is that? Okay. Return 8 of your banished cards randomly to your deck. Wow. That is crazy. Mayakashi players, maybe? I don't know. What banishes? I don't even know. Wait, Mayakashi even banish? Sometimes. Elite monsters banish. What deck banishes 8 cards? Anyway, I don't know if it matters. Yuya Sakaki, blah blah blah. The Angel add pendulum. Oh, it's a pendulum skill. That's really cool. I'm sure it's really cool, but let's move on. Dragon of Pride and Soul can be activated before your normal draw in a turn. You would draw 1 card. Send all of your banished cards to the graveyard, as well as all cards in your hand. Deck an extra deck. Oh my, it's this skill. Except this boy, Dragon of Pride and Soul. Then randomly send your opponent's graveyard. It sends your opponent's graveyard at most 25 cards that are also in your graveyard from outside the deck. You cannot activate cards or effects, and you cannot normal or special summon monsters until the end of the duel, except Dragon of Pride and Soul. Return this card to your deck. Draw 2 cards. So it must be special summoned while your opponent has 25 or more cards in their graveyard. While you have 25 more cards in your graveyard, this card gains 2,500 attack and defense. My god, that is a lot of words. So yeah, you summon, you activate the skill. This is the only thing you can summon. You summon it, and it's a 5,000 attack monster that does nothing else. It's beat stick. I don't know why you ever use... The cool thing about the skill, though, is I'm pretty sure there was no... If you don't activate this effect, you don't use it, you just have this skill, you ignore this effect completely. This is just a pot of greed, right? Like, you can just literally ignore this part of the skill, just pretend it doesn't exist, and just use this. And that's just a pot of greed. So, I don't know if there's any decks that particularly want to use this as a pot of greed. It's last resort to OTK, the top half. Oh yeah, it's pretty tragic last resort. I wonder if there's any decks that will actually play this, though. You can play this in Tri-Brigade. They don't have a skill. New Tri-Brigade skill just to draw 2 cards at the start of your turn. Unironically, you know, two cards is 2 cards, you know. If they haven't got a better skill. Warrock, hell yeah. I mean, it works well in like decks that are... If there's any decks that also just want a dragon card for some reason. I mean, this is a high-level monster for Dragonmaid. Hold up. $20 is $20. Alright, moving on. Now we have a bunch of cards to go through. Starting off with... Winged Karibo level 6. What the fuck does this card do? Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be spell or summon from your hand or graveyard by banishing one elemental hero fusion monster or one winged Karibo from your hand, face up field, or graveyard. You may spell or summon one winged Karibo level 6 once per turn this way. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, or when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, you can tribute this card, destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. That doesn't negate it. So they still get their monster effect, but you can destroy it. This card seems kind of ass. I mean, I guess it just sums itself for free if you put an Elemental Hero Fusion in graveyard. This is most likely in the structure deck. I kind of wish it wasn't, because it seems kind of arse. Unless I'm really missing something about this card. It seems kind of bad. Yeah, it seems very mid. Is it searchable with E? Well, it hasn't got Elemental Hero in the name, so no. Oh no, this guy's treated as an Elemental Hero. Okay, sure. Yes, you can search for it with E if you want it. I don't know what I really don't know why you'd want this card though. Hey, Fluffy. I've already been through this card. What is this thing? Tri-Brigade Standoff. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beasts. You can send one monster from your hand or field to the graveyard. Add one Tri-Brigade monster from your deck to your hand with a different original type than the monster sent to the graveyard. You can use the effect once per turn. If this card's under control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can activate this effect. Your opponent cannot declare an attack this turn. A Searcher. I can't actually remember how consistent Tri-Brigade is just by itself. And we don't have a skill that searches for them. Well, we have Tenki, right? Oh, you won't need this. We've got Tenki, right? You can play this as a one-off if you want to have a... If there's one particular monster you always want to open in Tri-Brigade, you can play 3 of that monster, 1 of this, and 3 of Tenki. If you want to have guaranteed the magical 7 number, which is the normal amount for Duel Link starters is you want to have 7 starters in a deck. So if you want to have exactly 7 ways to access one card, I guess you'd play this. This would have been a great skill, and it would have been a good skill. But I think we're just going to play a Tenki instead of this. Fire formation swap. Oh yeah, actually, that gives you the background removal too. That's actually a pretty good skill for this deck. Probably just gonna play that. Taking only searches Fractal, but Fractal's your main starter, right? Isn't Fractal just this deck's main starter? He's the man, right? Yeah, he's the starter for the deck. You quite happily to open just this card. I think. I'll see what people cook up with. I don't think we'll need this. Depends on how if we want to play like Fractal or not as the main starter. Because the downside of playing this is obviously it itself counts as a card, and it has to shuffle a card to search for a card, so it's not like replacing itself. It's not really a starter, it's a searcher. Well, it starts your whole combo from the search. That's the point. Use it, there's your whatever. Fine. Whatever, move it on, move it on. Alright, we've been through this card already. Rugal the Silver Sheller. 2 Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast monsters. During your opponent's main phase quick effect, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Beast, Beast Warrior monster from your hand or graveyard but negates effects. Also return it to your hand during the end phase. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can make all monsters your opponent currently controls lose 300 attack for each monster type you control until the end of this turn. So, yeah, you summon this thing if you have this dude on the board. This will be like a... This thing's only a once per turn though, right? Yeah, it is. I'm not sure how much use this will be outside of just, maybe link climbing or something. It depends on what end fields people go for. Because if you're summoning this off of Revolt, which is sort of the more common way to play Tri-Brigade, you won't ever need to end on this thing because, well, this thing is doing you your... This thing, when it's summoned, banishes a card. So you don't need to worry about using Sheller to summon a monster to trigger this thing's effect. So I'm not sure what end fields people are going to do with this. Yeah, not sure if we're going to need this guy or not. You even play them with Lyrilisk? I think you're going to be playing them with Lyrilisk. I'd be surprised if you didn't. Like, the Lyrilisk spell card? Whatever it's called. So what's the Lyrilisk spell card called? Like, Lyrilisk's spell card is actually just such a crazy card that I would be surprised if you weren't playing. Yeah, this card's so good. This entire Lyrilisk is just such a crazy archetype. I'd be surprised if you weren't playing it with Tri-Brigade. Because, like, the other main thing is, this dude here, your Recital Starling, can search for the Tri-Brigade monster, right? Wherever it is. Where is he? It searches for Naval. Which is again a card that when sent to the graveyard adds a Tri-Brigade monster from deck to hand. And this card can then be... So you could use... if you use some sort of combo, end up with this thing can search for your Tri-Brigade monster. You could have the special summon dude, wherever it is, the black one, this one. This one can then summon itself with the monster you just searched for, put them on the field, detach, gives you your search, that kind of stuff. Like, this entire archetype is so good with Tri-Brigade. So I'm pretty certain, unless they put some mad limit 2s in the deck, or limit 3s, which they could do, because that will stop you playing Tri-Brigade with the deck. Unless they release with limit 2s or limit 3s, you're probably going to be playing these archetype with Tri-Brigade. I just don't see why you wouldn't. Because Tri-Brigade also has, like... This archetype hasn't got insane ways to play through Disruption or anything. It's sort of like... You know, but Lyrilisk is just really, really good at going second as well. So you have the Lyrilisk going second with Tri-Brigade going first. Which sounds crazy. I don't know. See, I just think you're playing the two together. Alright, Tri-Brigade Revolt. Special summon a number of your Beast, Beast Warrior, and or Winged Beast monsters that are banished or in your graveyard, but negate their effects. Immediately after the effect resolves, link summon a Tri-Brigade Link monster using only those as material. So, this trap card is interesting for Duel Links specifically because we have less zones. Meaning, if you want to summon the big guy, you're going to have a fairly empty field, or at least your end field is going to have, like, 2 zones free, and you have a link 3 in the graveyard, or 2 link 2s, I guess. Yeah, this trap card is going to be really weird in this game. It kind of makes your end fields have to be weaker in order to play it in the first place, if you can even bet that many monsters on the end field. I mean, you say you have to hard summon this thing, but you summon this thing every game, right? Isn't this your trap searcher? Yeah, you literally link summon this thing off for a trap search anyway. Most of the time. So I don't think it's that awkward. Most of the time, this thing will be your trap search. We'll go through this card later anyway when we get to it. But I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. Will Heroes be tier 1? Probably not. Probably not. It'll be fine. I don't think it'll be tier 1. Alright, Tri-Brigade Oath. Target 1 link monster you control. Special summon Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster of a different type from your hand or graveyard. You control at least one each of Beast, Beast Warrior, and Winged Beast monsters. You banish this card from your graveyard. The target one face that's going to trap your opponent controls to negate its effects. And that is a trap card that can negate things. If you can end on a Beast, Beast Warrior, and Winged Beast. I don't think we're going to take much use of this card, are we? No, I don't think we're taking much use of this. I don't think we're summoning this, using this thing. Oh, is this good if Dark Rule ever becomes meta? Predaplan is Kaiju. Kaiju gonna pop your boss before you realize it. I mean, you summon this from your graveyard, or from your from the trap card, so they can't pop your boss before you use it. You just sort of use it. Oh yeah, it does count a droplet. That is true. That is a droplet stopper. How do you get it in the graveyard though? You can't get this in the graveyard very easily, right? If you're able to get this in the graveyard super easy, but kind of useful, but you can't just like dump to the. I guess this card did discards, right? Draw discards or something, or is it return shuffle? No, it shuffle doesn't even discard. Is this one discard? This one discards. I don't know. Don't know about this card. Might be good, might not be. Probably not going to be that great, though. I think your end fields aren't even going to have enough monsters on for it to use it most of the time. Because you have 2 zones free. So, unless you're waiting for this thing to be summoned. We'll see. Alright. Can you mute the Heroes will be tier 1 guy? Why don't you mute him? There you go. Congratulations. Now you can mute him. You are now a moderator. Tri-Brigade Noval. You banish any number of Beast, Beast Warrior, and or Winged Beast monsters in your graveyard. Special summon one Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast Link monsters from your extra deck with Link rating equal to the number of banished monsters. Also, you can only use Beast, Beast Warrior, and Winged Beast monsters as Link material for the rest of this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Tri-Brigade monster from your deck to your hand, except Tri-Brigade Naval. Alright, so this card, very good, because of just like all the Tri-Brigades have that first effect, where you can just use your graveyard, banish them, summon a Link monster. The deck is literally just a cheating deck. I don't know who said that quote, but there's some quote at some point about any deck that cheats is generally good, and Tri-Brigade is actually just the cheater deck. It doesn't actually Link summon, it just uses the monsters to do the Link summon. I mean, it does do Link summons as well, but you can just use this thing, banish 4 cards, and summon your big boy. It is a very big cheating deck that hates Link summoning, it just does it without caring. Without actually using monsters on field, just banishes from graveyard. So... It's a cute femboy, what? Anyway. And this one's really good because when it goes to the graveyard, which can be sent to the graveyard via discards from... Is this guy the discarder? Yeah, this card's a discarder, and Kit can send from deck to grave. So if I remember a combo for this is this thing sends a card to grave, which is the Kit, then Kit goes to the grave, sends the Naval, and then Naval searches something. Is that how that goes? And this guy can special summon himself because he's the one you search, and then you banish all the ones you just sent to the graveyard. They are properly linked summons, so they are not a target for revolt. Okay, okay. Actually forgot that. That is some relevant information, actually. I forgot that. I'm sure you can do some link summoning the end with some targets for revolt. Do we have a date for the box dropping? It's the first, baby. Really, the first of the year. This is the New Year's box. Same time every year. Hey, just got here. Oh yeah, Link Karibo as well. This thing on the field, Link Karibo, gives you your search. I forgot about that too. Alright, then we have Kit. Same effect as the first time, and if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send one Tri-Brigade card from your deck to the graveyard. So typically you'll send this to the graveyard, to then send this to the graveyard, to then search for a card, which will fill up your graveyard with some more stuff to use. Then we have Karass. Same effect again, only this time, this card can discard one of the Beast Warrior or whatever it is to special summon this card from hand. So very cool, you can just special summon himself via a discard and then summon something out. Then we have your Fractal. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Send one level 3 or lower Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster from your deck to the graveyard. So yes, literally what I said earlier. Use this thing, send it to the send Slank to the graveyard. Or send the Kit to the graveyard. Kit goes to the graveyard. Sends this to the grave. This gives you a search, and then your graveyard is giga stacked for whichever Tri-Brigade you summon. To then use their effect for whatever else. Alright. Furgit the Barren Blossom. During your main phase, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Beast Warrior, blah 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 blah, monster from your hand. Also, you cannot use monsters as link material except for Beast Warrior, Winged Beast, Beast monsters. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw one card, then place one card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. Actually, both this card's effects are good. The first one allows you to extend further, and the second one just gives you a shuffle back for, yeah, get some shit out of your hand and search for, or potentially draw into some tech card instead. Kit can send Oath. Oh, okay. That's true. That makes Oath a lot more potentially useful, right? That actually might make Oath a really good card for the deck. Having potential to stop droplets and stuff. I guess, yeah, it still requires you to set up a specific field, though, of those 3 types, which is really awkward for having a Revolt play, because your fields are going to be clogged up, so you can't really then do Revolt. I don't know, either way. Yeah, this card's great. It gives you an extra summon, and it can get garbage out of your hand for stuff that isn't garbage. Generic link for Beast Link decks, yes. How are we playing through Veiler? Ah! we don't talk about Veiler with this archetype, because unfortunately, this archetype banishes for cost. So you activate the effect of your monster, banish everything to summon a link from your extra deck, and then your opponent activates Effect Veiler and, yeah. That feels pretty bad. I guess the backup plan is you're playing Lyrilisk, and then you just activate your Lyrilisk spell card, and you make the dude that just says, I can't take damage for a turn, and you pass the turn. It's make Nightingale and pass the turn. There's the backup plan. Yeah, hold F4, yeah. Alright, so then we have Bear Brum. You can discard 2 cards and target one of your banished level 4 or lower Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast monsters, special summon it. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Tri-Brigade spell track from your deck to your hand, then place 1 card from your hand on bottom of the deck, or you cannot special summon monsters except blah blah blah. So yeah, normally this thing is going to be used... Oh, I thought this thing was a Link 3 actually. This thing's a Link 2. You put this thing on the field, you link it off to go into something. I guess you can link it off for this card if you wanted to. This goes to grave, and then it searches for your Revolt. It's just your Revolt searcher most of the time. Which I assume is what will be in this game as well, so... I don't think anyone really uses that first effect. That's discarding 2 cards for a special summon's a bit, I mean, if you desperately want to extend on your hands just complete garbage for some reason, you just want to ditch 2 cards, I guess. Alright, Airborne Assault. What is this thing? Target on Beast Warrior or Winged Beast monster control. Special summon blah 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 from your deck in defense position with a different type and with attack less than or equal to that monster, but its effects are negated. Or you can special summon monsters from the extra deck for its turn except link monsters. And the card's not bad, it's just, do we want to summon? Does it still get, the effects gets negated, right? But the effects still get used when it gets linked off to a graveyard, right? Like, if you have, like, Naval, and then you summon Naval with this thing's effect, and then you go into, like, a link 1. Do you still get Naval's effect to search? You do, right? Yeah, you do. I wonder if this will see play then. This card's actually genuinely good. It's just, the archetype is really consistent anyway. So I'm not really sure, like, would you prefer to play this or another tech? Does this actually help you extend? Because you need cards that help you play through Veiler, right? I don't think this helps to play through Veiler, because you've still banished all your resources from the graveyard. It just lets you go into a link 2, which isn't that exciting. It doesn't dodge Veiler. It only dodges Veiler if it puts the card back into the deck they're trying to target, which it doesn't do that. This helps bridge into Fire Fist? You want to play Fire Fist Tri-Brigade? That's kind of based. That would be pretty based. Oh, it goes into this card I can summon from hand? Yeah. I guess this does help play through Veiler. That is true. If you get Veiler, then you use this, put a dude on the field, then you can make this, summon another one from hand. It's still only getting you to a link 3 though, right? Unless you can get this in the graveyard afterwards, it'd be kind of useless because you need this engraved as well. You get this engraved, then you get the trap card and still do this. Yeah, interesting. We'll see how people build their decks. This card is generally a good card. We'll just see if it makes the cut. Soul Fist. All right. I've got some Tri-Brigade Dragon Link combos on the way. No, you don't. Stop. Equip only to a dragon. What is this? Dragon Synchro Monster Control. A red dragon archfiend equipped with this card is unaffected by your opponent's activated card effects. Okay. Once per turn, you can change the attack of all monsters your opponent currently controls to these equipped monsters. Once per turn, when an attack is declared involving the equipped monster, you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. If you do, the equipped monster's attack gains the attack. Right. That's cool. Yeah, that is a card of all time. Moving on. Silent Wolf Calpo. How is this? Okay. If this card is normal or special summoned, equip the top card of your deck to this card as a face down a quit spell that gives it 500 attack. Okay. During the end phase, your opponent calls the original type. Okay. If they called it right, send this card to the graveyard. If they called it wrong, discard one random card from your opponent's hand. And if you do, return this card to your hand. Or to the hand. What? Why are we going to play this thing? Okay. Well, you can play it for the card art. The card art is fantastic for it. Gambling addiction card? True, actually. Alright. So, I mean, I would prefer to play this over the previous one, so it's got that going for it. Sacred Scrolls of the Gizmek Legend. During your main phase, you can activate the top 3 cards to your deck, and if you do, you can add one X-graded machine monster whose attack and defense is its own. His attack equals its own defense to your hand. Also, banish the remaining cards face down. You can use each of the following effects. Blah blah. Each time a machine monster whose attack equals its own defense is normal special summon, place one counter on this card. When this card has 10 or more counters, neither player can activate the effects of monsters on the field whose attack does not equal their own defense. Can we do it? Can we get this? Can we get 10 or more counters on this thing in one turn? Hold up. Who's got the combo? Who's got the combo to get 10 or more in one turn? Way too slow. Oh yeah, it's way too slow. I mean, Gizmek isn't really even an archetype, is it? It's not right. It's not in Duel Links that I know of. Is it meant to be for the banish skill? Oh. Okay. Well, moving on. The excavate part of it's good though, so maybe we just use it for that and Gizmek becomes a fantastic archetype or something. Power Tool Braver Dragon. So, I've noticed a few Morphtronic cards in here, and I'm going to be real. I'd be very surprised if Morphtronic was in this box. I think Morphtronic would be one too many archetypes for this box. So I'd be surprised if Morphtronic was in here. Especially considering cards like this, I think they'd want to save for the Ultra Rare slot, right? Plus, there's no skill link for Morphtronic either. I feel like Morphtronic's exciting enough of an archetype, at least Power Tool Dragon is, where they'd want to like release the stuff with the character, like with a new character skill or something, right? So I think this is stuff for the future, not for this box, but we'll read it anyway. Power Tool Braver Dragon. If this card is spell summoned, you can equip up to 3 equipped spells with different names in your deck and or graveyard to this card. During the main phase quick effect, you can send one of your equipped spells equipped to this card to the graveyard and target one effect monster on the field, either change its battle position, or until the end of this turn negate its effects. So this thing is really good for decks that like to use equipped spells. Stuff like, what's it call it? Noble Knights, whatever it is, Infernoble, whatever it is. Not Infernoble, just Noble Knights, right? I guess they're basically the same deck. Yeah, Infernoble. I can use it for... I think someone pointed out Smoke Grenade. Is Smoke Grenade banned in this game? I know it's banned in Master Duel. You can get a hold of Smoke Grenade with this card, I guess. It's mostly an Infernoble support. It's a draw too if you get Bamboos and send Cursed. That's kind of funny, but I don't think you're going to be doing that. Yeah, Smoke is banned, okay, so you can't Smoke Grenade. Oh, it does grab... oh, it's a Gravity Searcher, though. That is true. Another Gravity Searcher. This is really good on Infernoble support. Oh, the Gravity Axe Search, though, man. That's actually really relevant. That fucks up a Ghost Trick. That puts them in their place. Gravity Axe, the thing that stops targeting too, so force your opponent, or force you to target only it, or whatever the fuck it does, so you can't target your own stuff. Or can't target their own graveyard cards or whatever else. What's Durandal? Durandal? Who's that? Durandal. Oh, the Searcher, yeah, okay. Because yeah, there's this thing that's forces you to only target itself, whatever it's called. You guys have already seen it before. Is it called Metal Sword, maybe? No. Oh, there it is. This one. As long as you control the monster equipped with this card, your opponent cannot use the effects of spell, trap, or effect monsters that target one monster except the equipped monster, which is of course incredibly annoying because it means they can't target like their own stuff to special summon and stuff. It's just a really annoying card. screws over a lot of combos. You can do Vion combos? No, don't bring up Vions. Don't no. Alright, moving on. Parlor Dragonmaid. If this card is normal special summoned, you can send one Dragonmaid card from your deck to the graveyard. At the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand. If you do, special summon level 8 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard. Right. So this one triggers the effect of the fusion monster to remove a card. You are forced to run basically all of them because the skill forces you to play all the different attributes. So you're going to be playing it regardless. And is it the main use of this thing just to trigger your fusion card? Is there cards you want to send to the graveyard with Dragonmaids particularly? They have not announced Absolute Zero. The trap? Okay. Oh, the traps are reborn in the grave? Tidying? Is tidying here anywhere? Oh, we go through tidying later on anyway. Alright. So talk about that later. Overfusion. Target one face-up monster on the field. Reveal one elemental hero monster, Neo-Spacian monster, or level 10 monster from your hand, deck, or extra deck. And if the targeted monster is used as fusion material this turn, its name can be treated as the revealed monsters. If you have elemental hero Neos and Neos on your field and or in your graveyard, send the revealed monster to the graveyard. Otherwise, if it was revealed from your hand, shuffle it into the deck. What did I just read? Okay, I don't think we're going to be using this for anything, but, I mean, he just read an ass card. The quick play spell that achieves literally nothing. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Actually, you're right. You are right. This does technically use, you could use it as a super poly, right? You could target one of your opponent's cards and make them select for a super poly. Right? That kind of works, I think. I don't know about that one, maybe. Nadir Servant. I would be surprised if this was in the box. I'll be real. I don't think we're getting this. But we could be getting it in this box. I think this is probably another card that's going to be in a future box. I don't think we're getting in this one. Nadir Servant. Send a monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, then add one Dogmatica monster or form of Owlbears from your deck or graveyard to your hand that has attack less than or equal to the set monster in the graveyard. Also, for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. So maybe selection box. True. Okay, you've called it. This will be a selection box card. You've called it. Yeah, this is a selection box card, 100%. This is the selection box card. For sure it is. The question is, though, is it even that useful in Duel Links? Is it actually that useful in this game? I don't even know what we're gonna do. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but it exists. I don't know what are we even gonna do with it in this game? It's super duper good in Master or whatever. You've actually got targets for it. Without the targets, it's kind of like, eh. Yeah, if we get Garua, fantastic. Because otherwise, it's just the fossils, right? App clone. If we get whatchamacallit, the really common one, the Nadir something. I think it's called Nadir. Is it Nadir? Nadir? No, not Nadir. No, why do you think it was called Nadir? What's it called? The hero monster. Not hero monster. The fusion monster. The destroy one. What's its stupid name? It just pops one card. What the heck was that stupid? Elder Entity. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. This one. My god, why did that take so long to think of? This card would be so goddamn good, because it makes the trap card pop too then. I guess the fact that this card can literally just send the fossils makes it such an insane card going second, right? Just activate it, put a fossil in grave, your opponent can't really interact, you just pop a card. Like, think about how powerful kaijus are right now, because they just take one of your opponent's most threatening monsters and remove it. Makes it so good. It's also really good in any deck that doesn't use extra deck. Although, is there any deck that doesn't use extra deck right now? Not tiered currently, surely. No, not tiered. True Draco? Ugh. True Draco is a deck, I guess. It does, in fact, exist. BLS? BLS is kind of cool. Though BLS isn't really known for being weak going second. Ra? Based Ra Enjoyer? Hold up. Dude, Ra could actually play Dogmatica, right? There's no restriction in Ra, right? Dogmatica Ra? That could be really based. Cosmo? Interesting. I don't think there's any restrictions in Ra, right? You can actually play them together. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, that'd be a fun video to do. So I'm not really sure what else you can put in Nadir Servant currently. Nadir Servant's really good in ritual decks as well. So Necros. Necros could use it. Give Necros another tool. We really just need to draw one from it, right? If they add Garua, this would actually be a fantastic Necros card because it replaces itself. So you could use it to search for the Dogmatica card that just gives you a search or whatever else. And Nadir Servant replaces itself, so it's like you didn't like lose any consistency on like your draws or anything. Like you're drawing into your ritual spell searches or whatever else. So you really just need Garura or whatever it's called for the draw card. Oh my god, it's up here. Wait, you just pointed it out. It is up here. Wait, we are getting this. Oh, we are getting it. Wait, this card's legitimately good now. Oh, yeah, that's so much better if we get that. This would be a fantastic Necros card then. This is actually fantastic in Necros. Depends on if you're going for the Synchrotome one. No, a lot of people are doing that currently. You told you from the start? Okay. You probably did. Okay. But you've seen me try to read these cards on this video, on this stream. Okay, my reading isn't exactly top tier. Okay. We are actually getting Garua. I did not see that coming. Wait, this makes Super Play so fucked too then. Where's that hero skill? Okay, so you can't use it with the hero skill. Thankfully. Anyway, we'll go through that card when we go through it. We spent enough time on this servant. Let's check out the Morphtronic. Alright, so this Morphtronic has a pretty interesting part about it. I think a lot of people in chat probably know about this Morphtronic. This card was a little interesting when it was first released. People knew about it for doing one particular thing. Morphtronic Telephone. Attack position. Once per turn during your main phase, you can roll a 6-sided die and gain life points equal to the result. Then you can special summon one Morphtronic monster from your graveyard with a level equal to or lower than result. So there might be something interesting you notice about that effect. This card is a level 1 Morphtronic. This card has the ability to summon level 1 Morphtronics. It also doesn't have a hard once per turn written anywhere on it. So, theoretically, if you get 2 of these on the field and you keep linking some of them away, they can infinitely summon themselves back from the graveyard. Now, this, I don't think will be too scary in Duel Links outside of someone coming up with some stupid FTK. But in terms of just using it to do link summoning, because in Master Duel, people do like full like U-Link bullshit with this shit. But in Duel Links, I don't think we have enough extra deck slots to link that many times to do anything that scary. Plus, you can't even leave U-Link in Duel Links, but I'm sure someone will find some very funny combo with this card, because it is an infinite loop where you just loop the 2 of them to just climb as much as you want. So I'm sure someone will find something and, I don't know, create some bullshit with it. Because no Synchro Infinite. Oh yeah, it is a tuner as well. It's a little bit harder to do that, right? Bit harder. Everything becomes floor support. Yeah, that's true. Rexus. There's not really that many good generic links and Duel Links. We've got like Firewall Dragon is like, isn't that crazy? If we think of just like quick effects link monsters in the game, we've still really only got Firewall, right? Like, what other link monsters that are generic, not just, I don't know if there's any non-generic ones, but what else has like quick effects removal? It's literally just Firewall, right? Borrow Sword? That's not removal. I guess this card is sort of removal if you've got nothing to pair with it. There's just not much to really climb into. Zero attackers removal? Okay. I don't know. You just say removal when I wrote that. Okay, dude. Yeah, it's probably not gonna do a whole lot in this game. Maybe someone will find some silly FTK with it or something though. Alright, Morphtronic Scannon. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must first spell summon from your hand by banishing one Morphtronic monster from your hand. Attack position once per turn during your main phase. You can add one Morphtronic spell trap from deck to your hand. Defense position once per turn during your main phase. You can have one level 4 long Morphtronic monster from your graveyard to your hand and place one card from your hand on top of the deck. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Yeah, I think no amount of Morphtronic support is going to actually do anything unless they specifically add a skill that makes it do something. So, I mean, this card could be cool as part of some combo. You get it on the field with something, it searches you another card to extend into whatever else. But yeah, I think this deck just really needs a skill. Morphtronic is probably just not really playable with that one. Alright, Earphone. One tuner, one or more non-tuner monsters. While this card is an equip card, the equipped monster can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. Use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you target one face-up monster in the field, treat it as a tuner until the end of this turn. You can target one single monster on your field, equip this card from your field or graveyard to it. Oh, that's kind of cool. This is a level 4 monster that can treat itself as a tuner or a non-tuner, right? I'm not sure what that would be useful for in the game, but that's kind of cool. You could use this for a tuner or a non-tuner. Probably not a whole lot, I'd imagine, but it might be useful for something. Quasar turn 1. When do we get the 21 card extra deck slot? 21? Oh my god. Literally more slots than Master Duel. Alright, Morphtronic Converter. Target machine monster control, apply the following effects, depending on its battle position. Split summon a Morphtronic monster from your deck with a different name. Then place that monster... What? Gets rid of the monster as well? Change the target monster to attack position. If you do, split summon level 4 long machine monster from your hand. Okay, not super exciting. I'm kind of just skipping over the Morphtronic cards now because I don't think we're going to be getting them yet. I think Morphtronic stuff is going to be later on. Equip only to an Earth Synchro monster. If the equipped monster battles an opponent's monster, the opponent's monster loses 1500 attack. Okay. Once per turn, if a monster battle position is changed, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. If this card sent from the spell trap card zone to the graveyard, you can trip one Power Tool Synchro monster, split or summon one Lifestream Dragon from your extra deck. Okay, let's just move on. Alright, Laundry Dragonmaid. If this card is normal spell summoned, you can send the top 3 cards you... Orcust? Orcust Dragonmaid? Wait a minute. Wait, Orcust? Wait, hold up. Nobody told me about this card. Wait a minute. Hold up. Is that a mill? Did I just see a mill effect in my box? That's a mill 3 right there. Paleo support? I'm sorry, I'm seeing some Orcust support right here. That's looking like a mighty fine Orcust card right there. At the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand. If you do, spell summon one level 7 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard.
Shut up, Mokaba.
Orcust? Hey, thank you, Aria, for the raid, buddy. We're just going through the leaked cards now. We've still got quite a lot to go through. But Orcust support? Did the Dragonmaid skill have anything that stopped you playing Orcust monsters? Just out of curiosity. You cannot normal special summon monsters out of level. God damn it! Why are they gonna ruin my fun, man? Skill lots of why are they gonna ruin my fun? I just want to use my cute little laundry Dragonmaid to summon some Orcust monsters. Is that okay? Don't type thank God. Come on, man. Alright. Moving on. Let's have a look at this puffin. Winged Beast. If a face-up spell trap is on the field, you can spell summon this card from your hand. You can choose one Winged Beast monster and type one face-up spell trap card on the field. Return that face-up to the hand. You can activate cards to face the same name. This is a quick effect if all monsters you control are Winged Beast monsters. Okay. I mean, he does in fact remove back row by attributing himself.
Card games on motorcycles!
Has he a face-up spiller trap? Okay, get it out of here. I thought it was just any spiller trap card. Never mind. Do you think Fleur would invoke? Oh yeah, it will. Fleur looks like invoked is going to be insane in Fleur, and it's going to be insane in Shadow. That's going to be its 2 main homes, and it's going to be insane in both of them. It's also insane in any deck that doesn't need a normal summon, considering it by itself, just because you can go into the Magister's Link one, you can just go straight into your fusion. So, these cards are not even confirmed. Why are you reading this? Because most of them are very likely. The ones that are super basically guaranteed likely are the ones that are the Dragonmaids, the Tri-Brigades, and the wherever it was, the hero stuff, because those archetypes are confirmed from the anniversary. So these cards are probably coming. The stuff that isn't coming is like, I don't think the Morphtronic stuff's coming yet, But I think this is a winged beast thing, so it's probably going to be coming. You know, most of the cards in here, you can sort of gather which ones are guaranteed to be coming just from the anniversary stuff. Oh yeah, there's like an amazement card in here, which I would be surprised was in that in this box, because it doesn't really make much sense to be in here. This might be like a selection box card. Because this card is actually so random. There's like no other amazement support in here or anything that's even remotely related, so this is probably a selection box card, I'd imagine. That and the Nadir Servant are probably selection box cards. Actually, Nadir Servant, this thing, and Garua would be great selection box cards. So this thing's also a winged beast, so maybe they just put it in the box because it's one of the Tri sort of archetypes. Yeah, I think Morphtronic is going to be the next box afterwards, most likely. How many cards are normally in selection boxes? It's 4, right? Is it 4? I can't remember how many new cards are normally in selection boxes. Because they've got the SRs and they've got the Ultra Rares, right? It's normally 4, I think. I don't know. Either way, let's keep reading. Kitchen Dragonmaid. If this card is normal special summoned, you can add one Dragonmaid monster from your deck to your hand, except Kitchen Dragonmaid, then summon Dragonmaid monster from your hand to the graveyard. At the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand, and if you do, special summon one level 8 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard. Alright, so this is your main searcher for the deck. I assume this is your main starter too, isn't it? I think. Oh, four Ultra, is there? Alright. Yeah, this is your searcher, so you're definitely playing a billion of this. Great card. I suspect we're going to be seeing a lot of people using their chronicle rarities on this card, I imagine. Making this thing all glossed up. Oh, the spell search is the main starter, not the monster searcher. I was just going to search your fusion spell, right? Okay. You will? Okay. I've already been through this card earlier. This is just the, yeah, I've already been through this one earlier. I've also been through this one earlier. Hein Subi Hanabi. I saved all my chronicles for these maids, for God's sake. I'm honestly not surprised. I think this will be like one of the more common archetypes you see people just instantly using their chronicle rarities on. Alright. Cannot be used as material for a fusion, synchro, exceeds, or link summon. If this card is normal or special summon, place 6 counters on it. Okay. Once per turn during the end phase, give control of this card to your opponent. Where's it going with this? Once per turn, if a control of this card, face-up card with counters changed, roll a 6-sided die. Remove as many counters from this card as possible up to the result, and if all this card's counters are removed with this effect, destroy this card. If you do, take 2,000. What? So just try to give this to your opponent and just... This sounds like a very funny card, but my god is it bad. You can't... This is such a stupid card. You just put it on the field and just like giving it to your opponent, keep swapping. It's... Thematically, this card is awesome, but it is ass. But it is... Thematically, that is a fucking cool card. I wish it was good. Dude, just killing your opponent with a fucking rat thing? Oh my god. You're great. Russian roulette? Alright. Oh, speaking of banger cards, though. The people that haven't read this thing before, let me introduce you to Golden Rule. This card is always treated as a crystal card. Place 2 Crystal Beast monsters from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as continuous spells. Then special summon one Crystal Beast monster from your hand or graveyard with a different name than those cards. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. So, Very, very simple combo. Activate Golden Rule, grab any 2 of your Crystal Beasts, put them in your Spell and Trap card zone, and then you special summon wherever it is. Can I not spell Beast? I can. You summon Sapphire, I think the name is. God damn, it's Ruby. You summon Ruby, Ruby goes on the field, Ruby's effect summons from the Spell and Trap card zone, summon those 2 monsters. So essentially, this thing special summons you 3 monsters to the field, which is crazy. And it can also, of course, summon Pegasus, then Pegasus equips Link to the back row at the same time. It is, yeah, this card is crazy. This will be really, really, this is like the main thing that will make Crystal Beast potentially good in this game. This card is so good. 3 monsters for free? It's literally for free, because the skill can put the Ruby in the graveyard if you wanted to. But it's a 2 of, if you get lucky, you can reset early. I don't know if you want to play 2 of this, because the thing is, yes, it could searchable via the skill, but if you don't search it via the skill, you can use the skill to search for spell and trap cards instead. And there's, or trap cards instead. And there's like 2 really good trap cards for Crystal Beast that you might want to play. So I'm not really sure if you want it. You might want to play 3 of this just because then you don't have to use the skill to search for it. And then you can use the skill to search for the trap cards. This will be busted with Mermaid combo. Don't remind me, okay? Don't remind me Mermaid exists in Master Duel still. We'll see. We'll see how many copies of this people want to run. We'll see. Alright. Next up, we have Garura. 2 monsters with the same type and attribute with different names. That is crazy for Super Poly. This is probably the best Super Poly target available in any format ever. This is better than Mud Dragon. It's better than the Starving Venom. This is like the best Super Poly target, right? Most archetypes are the same type and same attribute. Yeah, it's literally better than Mud Dragon. So this thing will single-handedly make Super Poly a way stronger card. The issue is it's with like the Super Poly skills is most of them don't let you play this thing. Like the hero one doesn't. I don't know if Predaplan lets you play it or not. Yeah, Predaplan does let you play it, right? This could convince Predaplant players to not play the Kaiju, instead searching for Super Poly instead, maybe? I don't think you want to do that. This is looking like a selection box card, although it is a beast, one of the try thingos, so it's likely it might be in the box too. Either way, I'm pretty sure we're getting this card, either from the box or from the selection box. And the main part of it. Sorry, I was going to read the rest of the effect. Any battle damage your opponent takes from battles involving this card is doubled. If this card is sent to the graveyard, draw 1 card. So it's a fantastic Super Poly target, and it's fantastic for Dogmatica, because Dogmatica, they can send it to the graveyard via Yona Dear Servant, gets you to card draw. You can send it via the trap card, although it's only got 1500 attack, but you can send it with the trap card and get a card draw as well. It's just a brilliant card, so. Is my sandboards are archetype locked? Yeah, it's so fucking good. All right, Gadget Gamer. This thing, what was I using this for? I remember using this for some archetype at some point because it's a searcher, right? Oh, you use it for the stupid telephone combo. That's what I used it for. When this card's normal summon, you can add 1 level 1 machine monster from your deck to your hand. You can tribute this card, special summon a Morphtronic card from your hand, then you special summon one. Tribute this card, special summon a Morphtronic monster from your hand, then you can special summon some gadget hauler from your hand or deck. So you search for your telephone, then you tribute this thing to special summon the telephone from the hand, And also gives you a Gadget Hauler. Do we have Gadget Hauler? I don't think this card's effect really matters. It's just a body you can use for link summoning or something, or synchro summoning. Yeah, its effect doesn't really matter, but it's just a, he's level 6. Make it very, very easy to synchro climb. So these two cards together are pretty good. This will be used for the FTK. To be fair, I still don't think we're getting these yet. This is like some future box, I'm pretty sure. Gadget Box. When this card's activated, place 3 morph counters on it. Once per turn, you can remove 1 morph counter from your field. If you do, spell summon one gadget token. While that token is in the monster zone, the player who summoned it cannot spell summon monsters from the extra deck except synchro monsters. Alright. That's cool and all. Let's move on. What is this thing? Fierce Tiger Monghu. All other monsters in the field lose 500 attack. Once per turn during your main phase, you destroy a monster in the field with less attack than this card. God damn! What a beast. Now, you can guarantee this card's coming in the box. This is going to be one of... He's guaranteed to be coming. This is one of your normal rarity cards right here, for sure. That is some pack feel if I've ever seen it. You can search an Orcus card? Oh my goodness. Kind of fun card, not gonna lie. It is kind of base though. It's searchable of Tenki. Oh wait, is it? That's not. Never mind. Never mind, ignore me. Alright. Feed Ran, the Winds of Mischief. Feed Ran. The hell? Its card art is spectacular. Let's see if it's actually going to be useful though. If this card's normal spell summoned, you can target one face-up monster you control. If it attacks a defensive monster, blah blah blah, cringe. During your opponent's turn, you can target one other face-up monster in the field, change its battle position, return the okay, so it's shit. Why did they give the sick card art to such a non-usable card, man? Why? The card art's so good. Some poor sod spent ages drawing this, and they just give it some shit-ass effect? Come on, man. Alright. Dragonmaid are welcome. All monsters you control gain 100 attack and defense for each Dragonmaid monster you control. If you control 2 or more Dragonmaid monsters, you can target one Dragonmaid card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use the effect once per turn. If this card's into the graveyard, your opponent cannot target Dragon monsters controlled with card effects this turn. Probably arse. It's probably arse. It has like a pseudo similar effect to that one. I can't even remember that stupid archetype's name. Gimmick Puppet has that card that goes in the graveyard, then it stops you targeting their stuff for the turn. I mean, I don't think there's an easy way to put something in graveyard, right? There is. There's no like easy way is like without using your normal summon or something. I'm not super convinced on this card. Yeah, the rest of the effect's so bad too. You're really just using it for the last effect. Wait, the skill puts it in the grave, does it? I thought the skill puts it on the field. Can the skill put it straight in the grave? Parent Charles, blah, blah, set one dragon monster from your deck or grave. It puts it on the field, and this thing's a continuous, so it doesn't go straight to the grave, right? Yeah, the skill just puts it on the field, and it's continuous, so it doesn't go straight to the grave after using it. Putting it on the field isn't particularly useful. Alright, Dragonmaid Tink Heck. Cannot be destroyed by card effects, but you can try a fusion monster. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. You can discard this card, type one Dragon monster you control, gains 2,000 attack at the end of this turn. Okay, nice little hand trap. At the end of the battle phase, you can return this card to hand, and if you do, special summon one level 3 Dragonmaid monster from your hand. Okay, so the main reason we just use this because it's a higher level Dragonmaid monster for its fusion summoning. And hand trap's pretty good too. There was a main phase too. The second effect would be kind of crazy, so you'd search with it and use whatever you search for. But non-main phase 2 makes it eh. But you might need to play high-level Dragonmaids anyway. You also need to play different attributes because the skill requires you to play different attributes. Actually, this one's fire anyway. Effects aren't that great, but it is a hand trap, I guess, that could be useful. Battle effect hand traps have been useful in Duel Links in the past, so it could be useful. Alright, Dragonmaid Tidying. Target one Dragon monster you control, one card your opponent controls, or in their graveyard, return them to hand. You banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, but return it to the hand during the end phase. Okay, so actually useful effect in the graveyard, and pretty useful effect on the field as well. So this is actually like a really good card. Effects that special summon, trap cards specifically that special summon cards from graveyard have all been like strangely strong in Duel Links, because stuff like even Predaplan is like a fusion summon trap in grave or some shit. Just because like Kite Roid style effects or anything that stops you dying for a turn is just so good. So just using this to like potentially stop you dying to some battle damage just by putting a blocker on the field is really, really good. Or, of course, you can just use it during the end phase for it's summoning a monster that adds back to hand. Add back one of your normal summons or something. So yeah, both effects of this card are really good. Very, very good card. What's the first deck we're going to be using? I have no idea which one I'm going to start with. Probably Crystal Beast, I think? Maybe? Maybe Crystal Beast? We'll see. Yeah, this card is like really good. Yeah, I can also summon back big dudes too. Although your big dude's probably shuffled itself back into the extra deck for its negate, but August Dragonmaid. Alright, we've already been through this card. What's this one? Target one Dragonmaid monster you control. Special summon one Dragonmaid monster with a different name from your hand in defense position. And if you do, return the targeted monster to the hand. That's really good at dodging effect Veiler. The special summon monster cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects until the end of this turn. Ooh. If it wasn't from hand, it'd be if this is like someone from deck, it'd be really good. But from hand is a little bit sus. Something from hand is like, eh. But something from deck would be crazy. But I guess you could do some cool stuff with it. Like you use the monster searcher to search for it. And then you just use its effect to special summon out another Dragonmaid for the other Dragonmaid's effect. The skills lets you search for a monster anyway, right? I do like how good this is at playing through Veiler though. Like, if Veiler's super popular, this card's fantastic. But the skill already lets you play through some negation anyway if you're going second. I don't know, we'll see. This card seems pretty, Oh yeah, it also triggers the effect of the fusion, right? The one that has, like, effects when it's this one. You can trigger the effect of this to pop a card. I wonder if we're actually how much of this we'll use if we use it at all. Seems like a pretty good card. We'll see. It's a fine card at 1. We'll see if we use it. Alright. Dragonmaid Duel? What the fuck is that name? Cannot be destroyed by card effects by control of using monster. You can use 20 effects once per turn. You discard this card, tag one monster in either player's grave. Ooh! Crow? This deck has a DD Crow style effect? What the fuck? Since when this archetype of a DD Crow style effect? Okay. At the end of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand. If you do, special summon one level 2 Dragonmaid monster from your deck. What the fuck? Since when does this have a DD? It's not a quick effect? Oh, it's not a quick effect? Wait, it's arse then. That's not fun. Oh, never mind. Got excited for no reason. You're right though, it's not a quick effect. Not a quick effect, not interested. Moving on. Dragonmaid Lopar. Blah 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 blah. You discard this card to time face a monster on the field. Players can now activate the effects that target's effects on the field this turn. Okay. That's a bit more useful. You can use the effect of this thing to stop your opponent. If you're going second, you just use this on your opponent's big boss monster. They can't use the effects of it. Okay. At the end of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand, and if you do, Spirit Summon levels double. Okay. Alright, this one actually seems pretty good. Actually a good card going second. It's kind of like having a Chalice going second, just to stop your opponent using something broken. Okay. I think of the big dragons so far, I think this one's probably the most useful looking one. This one also seems pretty useful because it makes your dudes hard to beat over. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Alright, Dragonmaid Hospitality. Wait, is the skill search? I've already forgotten what the skill lets you search for. Does it search for it? It does let you search for it. So if you really needed to, it can be sort of compared to, it's a lot weaker, but it can be sort of compared to the Kaiju for a Predaplant, where it's a searchable way to just negate something, just get rid of your opponent's big boss monster. Obviously it's not tributing it, so it's a lot worse, but it's a searchable removal, sort of. So that's not too bad. Not too bad. I assume you actually play a copy of this just because you can search for it with the skill. Dragonmaid Hospitality. Special summon one Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then you can send one Dragonmaid monster with the same attribute but a different level from your deck to the graveyard. Send one to the graveyard. Well, the thing about this is the special summon from graveyard is super relevant because the skill puts one in the graveyard. Because you have to use the skill to get a Dragonmaid in the graveyard. So this has a target basically guaranteed at the start of the game. Why would you want to send a Dragonmaid to the graveyard though? Was there a Dragonmaid here that had a graveyard effect? Can summon a lot from grave. Big dragons go to hand and summon from grave. What the big fusion goes? They summon from hand, not grave. Read the pink dragon? Okay, I'll read the pink dragon, okay. Dragonmaid Ernest. Okay, quick effect. You can discard this card, special summon level 4 Dragonmaid monster from your hand. At the end of battle phase, you return this card to hand if you do special summon level 2 Dragonmaid monster from your hand. Special summon a Dragonmaid monster from your hand. I mean, that's really good for extending into stuff. Oh, there's a different one. Shell? Huh? Who's Shell? Read Pink Dragon Shell. What's about the fusion, are you? You're talking about this card. We've already read it earlier. Oh, these ones? When they... Oh, this one's... Okay, this one's Sunstone Graveyard. Okay. Dragonmaid's basically like zombies that most play from graveyard but in dragon form. Okay. Alright, moving on. I've read enough of that. Enough of these dragon... Oh, it's another Dragonmaid card, never mind. Dragonmaid Downtime. You entire one dragon monster you control, then activate one of these effects. Oh, this is the trap card, right? We went through this earlier. Yeah, we went through that earlier. This is one the skill gives you. Dragonmaid Changeover. Okay. Oh, this is the fusion spell. Fusion summon one dragon fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. While this card is in the graveyard, you can target one Dragonmaid monster you control, add this card to your hand, and if you do, return that monster to the hand. Alright. So a pretty nice little fusion spell that can recycle itself. Yeah, this card's really useful. So we saw that really silly combo earlier where you use it with that stupid Dragon Link monster, where it was. Actually, I'll show that combo again. Because some people on the stream might not have seen it. That really silly combo someone came out with. To turn this into a 1-card combo. Borrow Riot Dragon. So the skill gets rid of it to grab your Dragonmaid. Dragonmaid searches for the spell card. This can remove the spell card from your hand to add itself back. And the spell card can add itself back and bounce the monster. And then you can fusion summon your fusion monster. So it's a really silly little combo you can do with Borrow Load Riot Dragon. Not sure whether or not you actually be using that combo, but that's just a good way of showing off what the spell card can do. So yeah, actually a very good spell card because it can recycle itself. Oh, Confusion any dragon too. So it doesn't have to be Dragonmaid, okay. Which might be relevant considering your Dragonmaid fusion monster, your big one, is limited to 1. So there might not be that many cards to put in your extra decks. You might just stick a bunch of random dragon fusions in there or something. You hope that combo won't be used. I hope it won't be used too. It's kind of weird just seeing this stupid fusion. Oh, this stupid ritual monster all over the place. So baby dragon, yes, Fluffy. All right, dog. What is this thing? Dogmatic chasm? Is this some sort of racism card? What's going on here? If this card's good to a dominated monster against target's level. If not, it loses 200 attack. Okay, if this cast into the graveyard, the equipped monster is destroyed. Okay, so we don't care about this thing. Moving on. I see why I've never seen that card before. Alright. Dogmatica Genesis. Target one banished Fusion, Synchro, Exceeds, or Link monster, and one effect monster your opponent controls of the same type, Fusion, Synchro, Exceeds, or Link. Return the banished monster to the extra deck, and if you do, negate the effects of that monster your opponent controls. That's a bit too specific. That's a bit too specific, I think. I don't think we're going to be using that. Yeah, it's bad. Dogmatica Wolverine? What's this dude doing these fucking claws out? If Fusion, Synchro, Seas, or Link monster sent to the graveyard, you can spell summon this card from your hand. Okay, that's pretty easy to do. If this card spells summon from the hand, you can tie one Dogmatica card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Okay. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can make all... I don't really care. Oh, so just an extender thing? I mean, if you're playing pure Dogmatica, it's probably usable, but if we're just playing Dogmatica as a package, which is probably what it's going to be in, like, every deck, I don't think Dogmatica is, like, a deck by itself, then you won't be using this thing. Doesn't really fit the other monster you can search for is better anyway, basically. Cross Keeper. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, special summon Elemental Hero or Neo-Spacian monster from your hand or graveyard, but if you special summon it from the graveyard, negate its effects. If you special summon Elemental Hero Fusion monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, draw 2, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. Use each effect once per turn. This doesn't work with Neo's Fusion, does it? Surely not. Wait, this doesn't work with Neo's Fusion, does it, right? This doesn't just give you a draw 2 in Neo's Fusion. Like, it has to be in the graveyard before you summon it? You can't just use Neo's Fusion, use this as one of the targets, then draw 2. Or does that work? And that probably does work, actually. This is used as a level 4 monster in a Neo's Fusion target. I mean, there's probably better things to be doing with Neo's Fusion, but I don't know. Draw 2. It's pretty good. Don't know what else you'd be using it for other than that, though. I mean, probably don't want to just place a random one over in your deck. Just run off Keeper just for that one combo. Probably not particularly worthwhile. Alright. Chamber Dragonmaid. Probably going to be an ultra rare, this one. If this card is normal spell or summoned, you can add one Dragonmaid spell trap card from your deck to your hand. At the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand. If you do, spell or summon, blah blah blah. So this just searches for your fusion spell. It's also kind of cool that you could use this just to search for your trap card. Any of the trap cards, specifically the bounce one's really sick. You can really play it. You could also play this in just any deck if you wanted to, just for the trap card search. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could. It's on special summon too, so there's any just like deck that just summons dragon monsters, and it's kind of sick. Okay. Then we've got your... What the fuck is this thing? Carpiconic? What the fuck is that? Mythical Beast of the Forest. If this card sent from the hand to the graveyard, you can target 2 other Beast Warrior Beasts, blah blah, and plant monsters different types in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and if you do spell summon this card. If this card's normal spell summon, you can add one Mythical Beast of the Forest monster or Mythical Spirit of the Forest monster from your deck to your hand. What? It's a bit of a high level. High level search for something? I mean, I don't think there's many Mythical Beasts of the Forest cards we really care about with it, but I mean, it's kind of cool. Alright, final 2 cards to go through. Dragon Link plays a bit tidy in the TCG. That doesn't surprise me. It does seem like a card that it goes into any, you can put this in any dragon deck just to search for the trap card if you wanted to. Extra disruption. Alright, the Glory Dragon. Fallen Vow powers plus 1 level 8 or higher monster. Cannot be destroyed in battle. When you control this fusion summon card, your opponent cannot target any other monster you control with card effects. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add to your hand or spell or summon 1 Tri-Brigade or Fallen Albaz from your deck. Okay, this gives some sort of synergy to Tri-Brigade Albaz. I don't know why you'd play those 2 together, but you could. I guess you can use this. You can use you can just use this as a Fallen Albaz searcher in any archetype you want to play the trap card in. I think the trap card stops you from using the extra deck on the following turn though, so I'm not really sure if that's of any use to you. Yeah, I think there's no real reason to add Fallen Albaz to hand, but it locks you out of using extra deck on the following turn. Chimera foreshadowing. Not there yet, not there yet. Alright, and finally, we have Amazement, Abomination, Archetype, blah blah blah. Probably a selection box card, judging by the fact there's no other, like, Amazement cards or anything even remotely related in here, it's probably just a random selection box card. If you control an Amazement monster, you can spell or summon this card from your hand, then you can add 1 Amazement Family Faces from your deck or graveyard to your hand. What the fuck is Family Faces? This thing? I didn't have this thing yet either. Tile monster your opponent controls equipped with your attraction trap. Equip this card to it. While this card equipped to a monster, take control. Oh, it's a steal. When you control if it's a monster against 500 attack. Okay, so it steals your opponent's shit. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target one other effect monster on the field with more than 0 attack. Why specifically more than 0? Shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, spell someone Amazement, Administrator, blah blah from your deck, then change the attack of the tile monster to 0. Amazement, Administrator, is that the... It is. I'm not too excited about this card, I'll be honest. I haven't seen all that insane. It's like a support for the deck. Like, I don't think I'd be seeing this thing and all of a sudden I'd think the Amazement's like really insane all of a sudden or anything. It just seems like a decent at doing what the archetype wants to do with using the trap card and getting a free yoink. Gives you your boss monster too, I guess. It doesn't seem too exciting. I'm not too hyped about it. Alright, I think that's gonna do it though for the that's all the stuff. So we've been through everything. Alright, finally got through it all. So what is the consensus from these box boys? What is the consensus? That's the card they need the most? Well, if that's the card they need the most, I don't think it's gonna make Amazement anything too special still. Alright. I think Dragonmaid is looking a lot better than I thought it did from... Now that I've actually read through the cards. Before I read through the cards, I was a little bit doubting on it, but it's looking like they might be doing some stuff. I'm curious as to what the Enfield's going to be, because if the Enfield's like this dude, this card, and like one of the traps, is that even good enough? Like your opponent just kaiju's this one, and then what do? One trap card bounce? Depends also how many tech cards it can run. Like, if it's got plenty of tech slots, then any of that kind of Enfield's fine. It's just hand trap them or something. The box is very good. Oh yeah, the box is fantastic. I'm just wondering what's going to be the best stuff from the box. Tri-Brigade looks insane outside of getting hit by an Effect Veiler. But if we pretend Effect Veiler doesn't exist, then Tri-Brigade looks fantastic. Especially when it can be paired with Literalist. That's absolutely insane. The hero stuff is... We don't really get a whole lot of info on the hero stuff outside the structure deck though, right? Because nothing's in this box. So we're not really sure what other hero support we're getting. But even with the stuff we have, and the skill adds a poly, adds a sewer poly. Like, it adds a lot of shit to your hand, and gives you your free removal. Although, turn 1, hero still doesn't really do a whole lot, does it? Turn 1, hero still just sitting there being like, alright, well... I guess now turn 1, hero can summon... Was it this dude? Oh no, it's only have to destroy monsters by battle. A Keeper, Earth Fusion, and Wing Creeper, okay. Maybe it's way too slow for bottom Duel Links. I wouldn't say it's too slow, it just takes like... I don't know, Amazement needs like a good trap archetype. I think it's better when it's paired with a trap archetype. We don't really have any good trap archetypes in the game. I'd say nice, but fuck Crystal Beast. Okay, that Crystal Beast, that's an archetype that's looking really good. Dare I say it, Crystal Beast looks like it might be the strongest archetype from the box. Is that too much of a stretch? Crystal Beast does look really good. What do you guys think is the strongest archetype from the box? Strongest archetype. Which one do you think it will be? My money's probably on Crystal Beast. It's either that or Tri-Brigade just because of history repeating itself, with Tri-Brigade being that goddamn insane in like the TCG. My only worry about Tri-Brigade is there's no skill for it, and Duel Links is typically a yellow button simulator. It's rare that a non-skill deck does well. So, no skill deck? I mean, it's a, I don't know. Because, yeah, Golden Rule is such a fucking custom card. Like Orcus. I mean, Orcus isn't good in Duel Links at the moment, right? Mostly for that reason. If Orcus had a skill, my god, it'd be back instantly. Right now we're just playing Fleur with it just for something to do. Sky Strike working fine without a skill, that's true. But like I said, it's rare it's a deck doing well without a skill. So that just happens to be one of the decks that does. I think Maids will be? I have trouble thinking Maids will be the best deck in the box. I'm having trouble believing it. I think Maids will be okay, but I don't think they'll be the best deck. Yeah, my guess is still on Crystal Beast. Watch Crystal Beast come out and it's complete dog shit. Just watch. Just you watch. That's not that one. Let's see. Crystal Beast. There were some combos in here earlier. Let's see if we can find some replays. Oh, so let's watch Norwas do this. Here you go. So this is an example combo using... Okay, so you just use your skill to put 2 Crystal Beasts in grave. I think he accidentally puts 1 too many in here. He does. And shuffles on back. Alright, so he used his skill, put 2 Crystal Beasts in graveyard, dumped 2 more, and then searches for 2 cards, which I believe he searches for the 2 traps. So grabs his 2 traps. Alright, Rainbow Bridge... Oh, Rainbow Bridge can search for Golden Rule. Oh, you really don't need 3 of this then. Because you can just search it with the skill, or you can search it with Rainbow Bridge. So you probably can't get away with playing 2 of this, which might be good just because you don't have that many Crystal Beasts in the deck in general. Gives you more tech slots. Okay, and at worst, you could even just search it with the skill and not search one of the trap cards. Like, puts the 2 cards on field, puts this one on field, this one summons the 2. This card is so good. 1 spell card just gave you 3 monsters. And puts this on the field, which gives you another one. These 2 become your link. Decode. I saw some people making different link 2s instead of this. Brings a bird on the field. So literally 1 card, you use 3 monsters, 4 monsters from 1 spell. 1 spell, 4 monsters. It's so fucking good. Wait, 5 monsters, because you do this thing too. 1 spell gives you 5 monsters. That's so... Special Summons 5 monsters. That's so fucking insane. If we had different... Imagine if these link monsters were actually useful. Like, actually insane link monsters. We just don't really have any in the game. If we had insane link monsters, my god. Like, because you could have kept 1 monster on the field here, made this a link 2, and gone to, like... I don't know, some link 4 with this, I guess. If you want to go, like... I don't know, the Unchained monster or something for an extra pop with your trap card. Maybe, if you wanted to do that. Nibiru would die for that, true. That's true. Yeah, then just place this on the field because you just banish stuff from the graveyard. Set your cards and pass. So that's one example combo. What was the, there's another one in here as well, I believe. Oh yeah, Atlas showing you can make a Abyss Dweller with it too. Very similar infielders to the Abyss Dweller. That'll be the only replays that are shown in here. Alright, ignore this replay, he cheats a little bit. I think that's all the dueling book combos that I've seen. Actually, I had some on my own Discord, I think. I think people were doing some Tri-Brigade combos in here. Alright, what's this? Ancient Warriors being used. What? Okay. And just putting some random ass cards in his hand as well. Why are we playing Ancient Warrior? Discard, searching for a dude. Dude summons himself. This dude searches. Searches another dude. Cast, discard, special summon. Next dude, this gives you a revolt. Revive back, send. What the fuck? What is going on here? Okay. That is a combo, I guess. I didn't actually think people would play Ancient Warriors with it as the first thought. I thought Lyrilists would just be they were all over it. I think that's the main ones though. Alright. Do you see the new Dragon Link deck? Yes, and I got annoyed they're calling it Dragon Link, but it has like 0 use of Dragon Link monsters, like the Dragon Links. Play some Dragon Links, but they're not actually Dragon Link. It shouldn't be called Dragon Link, is what I'm trying to get at. Alright, I think that's going to do it for this this stream though. So I think we've gone through, I think we've covered everything. I think we haven't covered is the pendulum stuff, but I think we can ignore that. Alright lads, that's going to do it for today's stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll definitely be doing a lot of videos on this shit when it comes out on the 1st, so quite a way away, it's another week away before this stuff releases. Yeah, still a week away before the stuff releases. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Enjoy your Christmases and stuff. I don't think I'll be streaming again until at least New Year's. So Crystal Beasts need a pickup box? Is it most like they might? I mean, we're probably getting a selection box, right? The selection box will probably have a bunch of the Crystal Beast cards in it. So I guess you can buy the selection box, I guess. And the selection box might have some decent cards in it, especially as like Brewer and shit. This might be worth going into. On the Deer stuff, you on the Deer Servant, Dogmatica.